Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. It has been a little bit since we've done a video out here, and there are some reasons for that, which is what we're going to discuss in this video. First of all, I want to apologize for the buzzing sound you probably hear in the background. We've got some battery chargers going on some cars and stuff that we need to get running again and make move. And the first thing you're going to notice is, hey, this is not something that you may be familiar with or might look unusual to you. What you're looking at there is a 3D printer. If you're familiar with 3D printers, you may not be familiar with this style. This is what's called a delta printer. So instead of having a bed that moves and a gantry that moves across and everything, those three arms come down and it prints like that. Anyway, the reason this thing's in the shop and why it's in the frame and everything else is because this is not my printer. This is from work. And that's one of the reasons why things have been a little wonky around here over the last couple weeks. So, over the last few weeks, or at least, let's go back to the beginning of March just to give you the full-scale update. I have been up to some things out here, and right now there are kind of like spoiler alerts everywhere around us. That's one of the reasons you're getting the neat camera angle of the 3D printer I don't own sitting here. But over the winter, I had basically just spent a bunch of money doing a bunch of different things that you guys will eventually see, and had kind of run out of project money. And that's what started Mystery Box March and all that stuff. And my back had also been getting on me a little bit. So I thought that would be a good project to sort of kind of bridge those gaps and try and make some headway. And for a little while it was. But what I didn't appreciate with Mystery Box March anyway was that I was going to have to pound all those shelving units together with a hammer, or how heavy some of that stuff was, and that I'd be bending over a ton and stuff anyway. So it really didn't work out the way I thought it was going to. It actually ended up being pretty hard on my back anyway. Plus, I kind of set an artificial goal for myself to try and do daily videos for a while, and I think I got close. I think I did 6 in a week once, and that was dumb. I should not have been pushing myself that hard when I already knew my back was hurt and everything else, but it was just something fun I wanted to try and do because those were short little videos, and it gave me, more practice with the new camera and more practice with Vegas and all that stuff, so I thought it wouldn't really be a stretch to do it. Turns out it sort of was. Another problem that came up is while I was doing all that stuff, I ended up kicking up a bunch of dust in the basement and a bunch of dust in the rest of the house, as I've been kind of organizing all kinds of crap there too, and ended up giving myself what I'm still pretty sure are like nasty allergy problems. And if you did watch the final episode of Mystery Box March, aka Welcome to Mystery Box Madness, I made mention of that in that video, that right now it's just a bad time to be regular sick if you don't have coronavirus. If you go to the doctor's office and you say, yeah, I've got a sinus infection, they're either going to assume the worst or they're not going to want to treat you at all. So it's better just to not go there whatsoever unless you're sure you need medical care. And I've been feeling spring allergy crappy for like 3 or 4 weeks now, and just haven't wanted to push my luck with it. So I've been just kind of sitting back and waiting for it to improve. Really hasn't improved. I just still feel kind of allergy crappy, and it is what it is at this point, and I'm getting tired of waiting. That said, I'm not taking any chances. I'm maintaining my social distancing and all that good stuff. I haven't been off of the property of this house, period, in I think 10 or 11 days, flat out. When I go out, I make it a point to only go out after dark because almost everybody's gone at that point. Even in my relatively small town, small community, past 8 p.m., I may as well drive 140 miles an hour down the road if I want, because I'm the only car for miles. Understanding that I don't feel well does not mean I'm healthy, because I know a lot of people can have some kind of symptoms and still feel fine and still transmit. So I'm taking all the precautions I possibly can reasonably. So there's that. And that brings us to why this thing's sitting here taking up space in the shop right now. And the short answer there is because I haven't moved it in the house, but kind of saw this video coming. I thought it might be fun to at least have something interesting to look at. Is we've been working, when I say we, I mean my employer, have been working from home as much as we can for just about 2 weeks now. I'm in Indiana. The state of Indiana went on lockdown or shelter in place 2 weeks ago as of Tuesday. So this is like day 11, and I had been having allergy problems, so I actually started working at home a few days before that. What I do for a living isn't actually important to the channel, and I don't really want to make that a big focus on the channel. And it isn't really too terribly important to what we do. It's not that closely related, but I do occasionally have to do some rapid prototyping work here and there. And depending on how things go, whatever else, I may get to the point where I want to print some stuff. And the things that I have on my plate are actually quite large. They're larger than will fit on the bed of this printer. And you might not be able to tell from scale, but that's about a 14-inch circle. So you can, most people are used to a square bed, or at least rectangular beds. So equate that however you will. So I may have to actually spend many, many hours printing stuff and gluing it together and all that crap to get the pieces I actually need for what I want to do. So that's why this thing's here. Is the last day we were allowed to do, non-essential travel and all that kind of crap. Although it seems most people aren't paying a lot of attention to that. Anyhow, the last day we were allowed to do that, I just ran to work, snatched the printer, so if I need it, it's here and I can use it. Why that's of any consequence to the channel at all is because this has completely disrupted my regular routine or my regular schedule. I am very much a creature of habits and patterns and schedules and things like that, where my routine is very key to my health and a lot of other things. So being given the option of doing whatever the hell I want, I pretty much tend to take it. And I am naturally a night owl by habit. So within days of this starting, I was up till dawn and was, doing my work in the middle of the night and basically just having a grand old time. So that completely just destroyed my schedule. The other thing it has done, since I haven't really been having anyone to track my time at all, is I had gotten away from my normal habits altogether. And what that mostly meant is that I really wasn't watching many YouTube videos anymore. And one of the reasons I started my channel is because I am a big fan of a lot of other people on this platform. And when I watch their videos, it makes me want to go out in the shop or do whatever and make my own videos. And when I take that part of myself away, it takes my mind off of what I've got going on entirely. And while that was going on, I was also, just like everybody else, I'm sure, pretty much like glued to the news, glued to, message forums, and at least, my governor's Twitter account and crap like that, just to try and keep up on what's going on. So basically I traded the fun of YouTube for the absolute terror of a 24-hour news cycle nonstop. So it just got my mind completely out of the place of making videos. So didn't feel good, back was hurt, out of money, working from home, weird ass schedule. Not watching YouTube, distracted by the world events, all that stuff. That's pretty much why we've been on break for about 3 weeks now around here. And in a way, there are going to be some longer term impacts to the channel based around all those world events as well. I don't want to make this sound like a complaint in any kind of way, because I'm very thankful to still have what I do have. And I know there are a lot of people around the country and around the world right now that are hurting a lot worse than I am, and the odds of that getting worse are favorable. At work, I was given a 25% pay cut. Just kind of mandatory across the board. All of our staff in North America just took a 25% pay whack because we're not selling the stuff we make in this market. Beats the crap out of unemployment, and I will take it. And again, that's not to be a sob story, but you guys that watched pretty much every video and saw the introduction of Mystery Box March, or just listened to me say it a little bit ago, that money was a factor before. It is definitely a factor now. That is going to have some impact on the things on the channel, but probably not too much. And to some people, this may sound like a humble brag. To me, it's completely embarrassing. I probably have, I bet, $3,000 to $4,000 worth of parts for various things stacked up around here that are just waiting for me to do them. The key there is going to be managing which projects we proceed on, because some of those parts are only the first steps, and I need to be very careful with my spending right now because I don't know what the future is going to bring, and really none of us do. So I'm sure a lot of you guys are in the same spot, if not worse. So you guys may be in the same boat where you've got time and not much money. So maybe we can kind of commiserate or work as a team through that. But the end result is I'm going to try to get my schedule back on track. I'm going to try and start getting some stuff done. I'd actually hope to get a little bit done today, but there are some external reasons that that's probably not going to happen. But I will be back to it. As of right now, in the state of Indiana, the shelter-in-place order is set to expire Monday night, so that's April 6th at midnight. So as it is scheduled right now, Tuesday in the state of Indiana is supposed to be back to business as usual. I have my suspicions it is not going to be that way. My boss has already told us to be prepared to work remotely for weeks, if not months. My gut feeling on that is if we get down to that point, I probably won't have a job anymore. That can mean all sorts of things too. Just like all of you guys out there, nobody really knows what the future is going to bring. In 3 days, this could all blow over, or it could be 3 years from now and we're all feeling the impact. So that is kind of the state of things right now. At least for me, basically the short answer there is I just got distracted and weird events in the world around us. Overall, I'm doing fine. I hope you guys are all doing fine too. As I said before, I know there's going to be people out there that are pretty heavily impacted by this, and I hope that's none of you guys. But from here, I'm planning to at least try to get back into the swing of things a little bit. As much as I might enjoy staying up all night, that's not going to be something I can live the rest of my life doing, or at least I haven't been successful trying that yet. So as part of trying to reestablish some of that normalcy, I'm sure I'll get back into getting a video out let's say every week or so at least. Budgetary concerns included in that, I should be able to do something at least once a week for you. And I think the next thing we're going to be doing is getting some work done back on the tractors. Hopefully we can get to that pretty quick and have some fun doing it. And as always, guys, I appreciate you stopping in, and we'll catch you on the next one. I'm Max, that's Saddington Bear, and we make videos like this all the time. Here are a couple links to some other videos we've made, and we really appreciate you guys stopping in.